Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program of NJO LEO. Today is the day of the 13th of November 2018. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm going to bring to you this program for the next 15 or 20 minutes, just to bring an update to you so that you can be aware of what has been taking place in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Without taking longer, let us go to our headlines. Today we are going to tell you that just a couple of points, I would say even one point, just split it in two. We are going to inform you that yesterday, the leaders of the opposition, those 7 pillars, met in Geneva to sign an agreement of choosing a common candidate. But in less than 24 hours, 2 of them have withdrawn their signatures from that agreement. They say that their base, or again their headquarters, have not allowed them to move forward with that agreement, so they pull out of the agreement. However, one of them, who is Matungulu will continue to support Fayulu because he said there is no way he has to continue to support him. He's a little bit disappointed with the decision of Chilombo FELIX and that of Vital Kamerhe, but he says he will continue to support Matungulu as the common candidate for the opposition of the DRC. So these are the points that we are going to talk about, and I'll ask you to be with me for the next 15 or 20 minutes, as I've just said, in order to hear, to learn, or again, to be updated with what has been taking place in the Congo. Without taking longer, let me take you straight away to our point. As I told you early today or yesterday, whenever these people, the 7 pillars of the opposition of the Congo, finished their meeting in Geneva, meeting which was supported, was coordinated, or maybe somehow guided by the Kofi Annan Foundation, they came out by choosing their leader for the opposition as Martin Fayulu. Once outside of the room, someone even interviewed Felix Chilombo by saying, okay, now what is going to happen? Because you have got a common candidate. Are you going to withdraw your candidacy from the presidential? And he said yes. But in less than 24 hours, things have changed. The base of IDPS, I told you yesterday, the base of IDPS organized a meeting on Monday the 12th, saying that we have to discuss about Fayulu. And therefore, they have come out with a decision. The base of UDPS, whenever I talk about base, it means headquarters. So the headquarters of this group of UDPS, they came out, presenting themselves outside, and they said, look, we give to you, Felix Chilombo, 48 hours for you to withdraw your signature from that agreement you have just signed in Geneva, because we are not ready to go with Fayulu to these elections. Therefore, Tshisekedi stood up and he withdrawn his signature. He talked to Top Congo, it's an FM radio station, and he said, look, yeah, there is no way, so I have to withdraw my candidature, and I pull out from the race. Furthermore, he said, I'm going to represent myself as a candidate for the presidential. I pull out from the unity, I pull out from this group, and my base wants me to pull out, therefore I'm going to represent myself. a few moments later, it's almost now 3 hours, maybe a couple of hours I should say, Vital Kamerhe from his end, he has also decided to pull out from the race, saying that, okay, I signed the document, but my base doesn't allow me to continue to be a part of that. Therefore, I withdraw my signature and I'm not anymore a part of it. Because if I continue to be there, then consequences might be seen. And according to Vital Kamerhe, he says that, yeah, withdrawing from that, you know, the political leadership, maybe I should let you know exactly his own words, what he said word by word. The political leadership is enjoining me to temper in the direction of the demand of the base. I would not here comment on this decision because it's above the person in our statutes. I announce that I withdraw my signature to respect the will of my base. Without this base, I will self-flag and myself will be excluded from the party. That was a declaration of this gentleman, Kamerhe Vital. And someone has told me now, what did Tshisekedi said? Tshisekedi, after pulling out, he said, I hope that other leaders of the opposition will understand. I hope that they will understand. That was his message. But if you want, I can give also that message, you know, word by word what he said. Tshisekedi said, we will go alone or with those who want to come with us. The leaders, the friends you are referring to, I am sure they will understand. They know what we talked about. I have no worries about that. I will assume all the consequences in relation to what I have just told you. Furthermore, at the moment, we were 7 leaders to sign a disagreement. Its thing happened. It is each leader to behave according to his party. It is still premature to go to the conclusion of such an arrangement. My priority, I reserve it to my base. I have to get to the history that the base is the same engine of our party. In front of, as you know, in front of 100 activists at the party headquarters, Jean-Marc Kabund asked for the withdrawal of FELIX Tshisekedi from this coalition, and he said he made a political decision in Geneva. This did not meet the party's approval. It is normal in a politics that this happens. Even at the time of Etienne Tshisekedi, this came back several times. The President Tshisekedi was not ashamed to reconsider his decision to meet grassroots approvals. So those were the words of Felix Tshisekedi and also those of the secretary, general secretary of his political party. So therefore, Tshisekedi has withdrawn, as I said, and Vital Kamerhe also, he has withdrawn. However, Matungulu, the other candidate, he said, for him, it's a little bit like a type of regret. He said, as far as I'm concerned, the commitment is very clear. We have already started from today to talk to party members. We don't sign a document like this one at random. We are committed to bringing the candidacy of Martin Fayulu to the level of the leaders of the opposition. Furthermore, I am appalled. I followed President Tshisekedi's statement. I'm surprised. This declaration we signed yesterday. I came back today. I found this development very disruptive and dangerous. He added, the agreement has a foundation. Its fundamental purpose is to unite the opposition. This is a recognition that none of us will be able to win these elections alone, including the UDPS. I think the logic remains relevant. We had clearly stated that to deny the terms of this agreement constituted an act of treason vis-à-vis the Republic. That was a message of Matu Ngolo. And before I say a few comments, let also me tell you exactly word by word what Kamere also has declared. I kept telling my peers that we will have to choose the person who is going back to enable us to carry out the operations we have planned. That is, to have the CENI abandon the voting machine and clean the electoral file. There is no clamor or expression of joy. Quite the contrary. There was anger. Leave the boulevard to Kabila's Dauphin. We say no. It would be the same game of power. It is without regret that I've withdrawn my signature. We follow the negotiations in the world. I have been to many consultations in Lusaka, Sun City, and elsewhere. The result of the negotiations has always been the consensus. But here we have discovered a new way of doing things, voting. How do you want people to vote for themselves? And it distorts everything, and we are there. We continue the battle. We are trying to make people believe that there are several opposition candidates, that of the presidential majority wins. Why is the way of seeing things? This power brought only desolation. We bring a project of hope. Do you think people are ready to vote for the FCC candidates? We are still before the 23rd of December. Nothing is impossible. If there is a goodwill, I can understand that in a classroom being told that Kamera had 18 deputies, he arrived at the 3rd place as a presidential. He has a really basis with a political party everywhere. The UDPS has 41 deputies or members of parliament and is everywhere in the country. And you say Felix Tshisekedi and Vital Kamerhe are the last of the class. So these are the declaration of our brothers who are actually the leaders of this opposition. However, let me go to my comment, and I will do a small short comment if you want about the same story of these three people. First of all, of the 7 people. This group was made in order to choose a unique or common candidate. They were supposed to meet first of all in Conakry, Guinea-Conakry, then they shifted the meeting to Switzerland. And once in Switzerland, in Geneva, they met not the 7 only by themselves, but also they invited other people whom role was to come and support them, was to come and help them, because there was some type of maybe misunderstanding, I should say, among them. They didn't really speak or use the same point of reference. They had different opinions, different ideas, and that led them to be somehow in a center where they couldn't, come and join together. Therefore, the Kofi Annan Foundation was present with several other people or organizations to come and help them. But the meeting was coordinated by the Kofi Annan Foundation. And when the meeting kicked off if you want, the first thing was to ask 3 of the 7 to leave the room. And after leaving the room, the 4 who remained in the room, they voted. And they voted who they believed they should be the best candidate. And Alan Doss, who was the boss of the Kofi Annan Foundation, met them one after another one, not all the four at once. So Kamere gave his voice to someone, maybe to Matungulu, maybe to Fayulu. Tshisekedi on his turn, also he gave his voice to one of those two. And those two voted for themselves. Therefore, as a result, Fayulu had two voices and Matungulu had two voices. Because they were at the equal, choice, then the organizers, those who were there to support them, they invited the other three who were asked the day before to leave the room to come and join. And by joining in, they voted for Matungulu. Then Matungulu was proclaimed, Fayulu, sorry, was proclaimed to be the candidate for this coalition that they called Wake Up, or Lamuka in Lingala, or Lamuka in Swahili. When the name of this leader was proclaimed, automatically in DRC, tension came up among the members of political parties, the bases. Bases were shaken, headquarters were not happy. Then they started to send messages. We have to have maybe a meeting now. We say no to the candidacy of Fayulu. We don't want that person. For one or another reasons, they claimed that. Just after this, after the proclamation of the name of Fayulu, Tshisekedi Chilombo, Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo, was asked a question. What is going to happen now? Are you going to withdraw your candidacy from the presidential because now you have got a unique candidate? He said, yes, of course, without any hesitation, I'm going to withdraw my candidacy. But that decision is in shock, is in contrast with what the base thinks. My point is of knowing, did these people consult their bases before they go to Geneva? Or again, why did they go to Geneva if they didn't have an agreement, if they didn't have a consent with their bases? Secondly, Kamere said, no, we didn't know that you are going to vote. Why did you accept to vote if you did not know, if you had another idea prior to the voting? You should just say, no, I didn't agree with my base, I don't have to vote, then I'm not voting. Simple than that. As I said yesterday, the day before yesterday even, how come that these 7 people were unable, were not capable of choosing someone, of voting, of maybe fixing the issue among themselves? Because there was an issue, and that issue was that they believe one among them or some of them have been communicating with Kabila back home. And truly they know who is that person, or who are those people. They know very well, but they couldn't tell each other the truth face to face. They preferred to go through a negotiator. Someone will be there to handle the case. And for not even mocking them, I said they were just like children in a classroom whom were going to report to the teacher and telling on each other. And finally, after that proclamation in front of the whole world, they have chosen a candidate who will represent their groups, their coalition. Less than 24 hours, things change. They start to withdraw from that list. They start to withdraw from that agreement. Of course, the people of Together for a Change also, they clearly said, we don't want Fayulu, as well as the two others, UDPS, UNC. We are waiting now for Moses Katumbi also to say something. We are waiting also for John Peter Bemba also to give his position vis-a-vis this situation. But it's something that has brought, you know, the party or Congolese people to a point, a roundabout where you have to decide what direction to take. On one hand, these candidates did good by listening to their bases or headquarters. On one hand, they did well. Although that let them down, although that present them, expose them to be, you know, shame on you, but at least they have listened to their people. How can you leave home to go to Geneva to sign an agreement without talking to your people, without having a proper agreement? We don't know. Why did they have that pride of picking up the phone and tell those organizers, let me talk to my people first before maybe to take a further step? It may also be said they have wasted the time of those organizers. They have wasted the time of the Congolese people. They have wasted the time of everyone else because we are coming back to the beginning again. But listening to theirs, on one hand, as I've just said, is good. Now, what is next? By listening to theirs, it means that this unity, this coalition is fractured, is broken apart. And we cannot apply that Article 64 of our Constitution while we are not united. It will be impossible to tell people, okay, let us be on the street, let us fight for our right, while we are not in unity. That's practically impossible. On the other side, these people have now presented themselves in front of the world, and the world has, you know, clapped their hand. Those leaders have decided, but it appears that their decision is put in reverse. How will the world going to consider you? Maybe your dignity, maybe the dignity of your political parties or careers and so on. We don't know. How will Congolese people going to consider you? Those who put hope in this and they clap their hands to saying, finally, our leaders are able to find us someone to represent the whole group. We don't know. Some Congolese might be disappointed. Some might be happy. The world might be disappointed. Some also, people around the world might be happy. But where are we going? Luckily, it's not too late. I should say it's not too late. I think that it's a good time now for you people of the opposition, use the 7 pillars to focus on the need of the Congolese people. What do they need? Why did they choose us? And secondly, call them. Call all the Congolese all together. Let us talk. We apologize for what we did. Send your message of apology to your people. We apologize because we gave to you hope and somehow we have changed things, or things have changed to the point that we didn't know that they will turn, you know, to a vinegar like this one. Then contact Fayulu, your fellow, and tell Fayulu we are sorry. We sent a message, yes, as a leader they should understand, but we are sorry for this incident. Let us come together, let us have our meeting with our Congolese people, let us maybe organize our meeting ourselves and vote for someone who will be our unique candidate. And we hope this is not to open the gate for Kabila, for Shadari to continue to lead the country. Was it a strategy when Kamere refused to vote for himself? Was it a strategy when Felix Chilombo refused to vote for himself in that meeting? Question mark. We have heard those type of corruption, those type of bribery have been said here and there, and you know all about it. What has been happening? What is going on behind the scenes? What has been taking place in all this process? Time is moving fast. Time is not waiting for us. We are heading toward the elections. In 40-day time, we will be there. It's time, I think, for the leaders again to come back together, to put back their engine in action and say, look, we have now to meet, let us choose someone here. And they can choose a candidate whom their bases will accept, a candidate whom the Congolese people will accept, a candidate whom they believe that we have to take with this one for the election. And because the election, there are possibilities that the election may not take place, so to take someone who will be able to lead the people of the Congo to the application of that Article 64. According to the Constitution. And I think finally, for the Congolese who are disappointed, for those who feel bad, they should just bring back their trust. And from mistakes, we learn. We all learn from mistakes. And if a mistake was done, this is a time to learn from it, correct it, and move forward. We shouldn't stay at one place, continuing to complain or continuing to cry. We have to stand up and move forward. And for those who think, yeah, this is the best way of doing things, we want our candidates to represent themselves. We want them to stand. Yes, that's a good idea. Join others. Reconfort those who are feeling a little bit down and say, let us in unity make up something new. Let us choose another candidate and move forward as a country, as a nation. Because to split apart, to be divided means Kabila will continue to reign, will continue to guide, will continue to lead the country. I think that it makes sense what I'm saying. Let us continue to be one. Our country will remain one. Our country will remain united. Our country will remain strong. In love, your contribution plus my contribution, your say, my say, your actions, my actions, plus faith in God, plus prayers, plus everything that you believe in, we are going to win this battle. Failing to do so, meaning that we are opening the gate for the government in place to continue to lead the country. And as you know, their target is to lead the country for the next 50 or 80 years. It's time to wake up. And as I said yesterday, someone who is waking up is not 100% back on this planet. You need to continue to shake the person. You need maybe to give him a glass of cold water in order for the person to come back completely awake. Otherwise, the person will go back to bed and fall asleep again. We are awake. We should continue to be awake and move together in order to help our country, in order to help our nation, and in order also to have a good relationship with other countries, with our neighbors, with all other nations. If we build properly our nation, then we will be able to continue to work hand in hand with other nations. May God bless the Congo. Thank you for all those who came in, who stepped in to help us. Thank you for those who have been stepping in to help us. Thank you for those Congolese who have been giving heart, mind, spirit, bodies in order to see the Congo taking another good shape. And thanks also for all those who have been praying, supporting with ideas, constructive ideas for the well-being of the Congo. May God bless the Congo and hope to talk to you next time again. Goodbye for now.